Hello, I'm Frankie Faracco. I'm Stephen Fishman.
I'm Andrea Shea.
Carter Bishop. Nick Way.
And we resemble AssemblyRC. $1.5 billion. That is how big the market for drones was last year. Like any good entrepreneurial team, we wanted to get into a brand new market that was only going to grow. So what we did is we sent out surveys and we conducted interviews with people within this $1.5 billion market. And what we got back is that a part of it, they were happy with their drone and they just could fly it. But a very large part of that, them wanted to build or wanted to design their own. And so we went back to these people and we said, what do you guys like and what do you dislike about having to build your own? And what we got back were a few things. When you're making your own drone, they liked that they got to make it customizable. They liked that they got to pick out all the parts, and that was a benefit for them. But there were two major flaws. Most of the time, when they ordered the parts and they all got them, sometimes they weren't compatible, meaning that they just bought something and they spent all this money in, and it doesn't work. And it wasn't simple. They had to order it from all these different websites, and it got here at varying times. So we decided we'd make the best of both worlds, and we formed AssemblyRC on the foundation of three concepts: the customizability, the compatibility, and the simplicity. We allow people to pick out all the parts that they want. If they want the most cost-effective parts, they have those. And if they want the most elite parts, they can pick those out too. We put extensive research into the compatibility aspect. No one likes anything that's broken. So we decided we'd fix it for you. And we wanted it to be simple. We wanted someone as young as our brothers and sisters in 5th and 4th grade to be able to order a drone, and as old as our 80-year-old grandma to be able to order off our website. I mentioned that $1.5 billion figure, and Carter will tell you about how that fits into our TAM, SAM, and our market share right now.
As Frankie stated previously, our TAM is $1.5 billion. We are targeting an age range between ages 30 and 60 years old. Therefore, our SAM is $1.2 billion. Now, in the first year, we're looking to sell 272 drones at an average price point of $341. Therefore, at a total of $94,000, it's a 0.0078% market share of their TAM.
As for our competitors, we have three. One being AssemblyRC. They allow you to order customizable drones, but you have to call in. Those are pretty expensive and big, so beginners can't really use those. And we allow them to, beginners and elite people to order on our website. Another one is RC Drones. As you can see, they just give you a list of parts. You don't know if they're compatible, and for us, all of our parts are compatible. Finally, we have Build a Drone. They tell you the essentials and the optional extras for a drone, but they don't allow you to purchase it on their website, and we allow that.
For our MVP, we created our website, AssemblyRC.com. Now, on our website, we focus on 4 main points: our homepage, About Us, Store, and our survey. Now, if you go and click onto the store, you'll be greeted with this page. Here we have a disassembled and an assembled drone kit. Now, we found that the majority of people preferred an assembled drone kit because they didn't want to take the time to build their own drone. And yes, you're getting your custom drone, but they wanted it all in one so that they can pick it out and fly it. Now, once you click on the Assembly tab, you'll be greeted with this page. Here you pick out your motors, what battery you'd like, whether you'd like a transmitter, the control grid, what frame you'd like, and the propeller color. All of this is the creative process that goes into our customizable drones. With our survey, we surveyed several people who we found out that our age range is between 30 and 60 years old, that people would like additional products such as FPV. So therefore, in the first year, we're planning on implementing FPV drones. FPV drones means first-person view. So there's a camera on the front of the drone, and you wear goggles, and then from those goggles, they transmit a live feed from the drone to you.
It's a customer, right?
It's kind of like virtual reality drones. Additionally, we found that people would like carrying cases for their drones because if you drop this drone, there's a possibility that you can break something, and no one wants that.
Okay, so all of these numbers are an average between all of our different variations. and you have to take that into consideration. So our costs can range from like up and down $100 or so. So on average, it's $185, which also includes packaging and assembly costs. We plan on selling our drones for $344 on average. We got that between by a sales plus COGS plus margin. Finally, our profit margin is on average 46%. This is broken in average between 2 profit margins. If you want an assembled kit, we have a profit margin of 60%, and a disassembled kit is 20% because it's less work for us, and we're not going to charge people as much for that. So we're planning on selling 272 drones in the first year for a profit of $93,000. Like Carter just said, we plan on adding an FPV kit after year 1, which will increase our sales because that's really where the market is going. Because people have had their fun with flying them and taking pictures. Year 3, we plan on hiring a marketing expert to increase our sales for $25,000 a year. So our main SG&A costs are marketing. That we are planning on spending $600 a month for the first year on marketing, mainly online, because we are an online company. Second big cost is insurance. This is $700 a month because we are a drone and spinning blades flying through the air. It's dangerous and people tend to hurt themselves. And then, like I said before, an online marketing expert in the year.
So we are asking for a little under $19,000, and the majority of this cost goes to our startup costs, which we'll get to a little bit later. We also are asking for a $2,000 liquidity cushion. So our startup costs consist of our limited liability coverage. So that's split up into 2 things: the actual documents that are needed for filing, and then the first month of our insurance so that we can get lifted off the ground. Also, wow, I didn't even think of that. Website currently weekly restricts the number of SKUs that we can have. So SKUs means the product variations. So with the new website, we're actually looking, the new website will allow us to input more SKUs so that we can take our customization aspect of our business and kind of perfect that. Also, we need a startup inventory. As of now, we're thinking about 30 base parts. So these parts are the parts that are consistent in every single drone. And then as well as 20 non-base parts. So these are the parts that they vary throughout each drone that you pick, for a total of $16,000. So like I said, we're asking for $18,971 in exchange for 16.6% of our company, with a post-money valuation of $114,307. We also expect a money multiple of 8 times with an internal rate of return of 54%. Like every great business, we have an exit strategy, and we plan on selling to MotionRC in the 5th year. So MotionRC is the #1 leading distributor for RC drones and helicopters, and we think that with our unique system that we'll be able to greatly benefit them.
Thank you guys so much for listening to us talk for a little under 10 minutes. And we can't wait to be potentially you guys' future business partners. Thank you.
What's your fully assembled drone cost?
It's really varies depending on the size. Typically, for Phantoms. Yeah, those are like thousands of dollars.
Oh, really? That's not completely true, but there's a model in the $600 range.
This business reminds me so much of what Michael Bell did when the PC was coming out, and the way you used to order that, I don't know, it's probably before your time, was you would call up and say, this is what I want my PC to have, and he would assemble it and make it compatible and send it to you, all done online. You know what he did with that business. One of the things that was the magic in that business was he never bought the components until somebody ordered them. And so that $10,000 of inventory could be redeployed somewhere else, where what Michael Dell would say is, great, you just ordered and you have an Intel chip inside, great, I'm gonna go buy one from Intel and stick it in there. You know, it might take me 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours to get you your computer, but give me your credit card right on my website and I'll get it to you in 3 days. And then he hustled for 3 days and bought all this stuff, assembled it and got it to you. And so very, very different capital needs in that type of business. You may want to think about that in the way you're thinking about inventory.
Right now, what we're doing is, if like when we get an order, or if we get an order, but we go to all the websites and we do exactly what you're saying with the Dell, or
Yeah.
with, what was his name?
Michael Dell.
Michael Dell. And we order all the parts, we put them all together, and then we ship it to you. It takes a little bit longer because we can't just go to like a store and buy it. We have to order it off their website. So that's a potential like problem for us, but yeah.
Would you go back to your revenue numbers? What are those numbers? I mean, is that 8 million or 8 billion?
Eight, 800 million.
Huh? Oh, wait. This is your revenue.
Yeah, I was trying, I wouldn't let me put columns in there, so.
Just count the
It's a
zeros.
minor, it's a minor point.
Yeah,
It's a minor point, there's a bunch of zeros.
It's 800 million.
It's a lot of money.
Well, for purpose of the presentation, it should be, you know. What's the number supposed to be, 800,000?
It's supposed to be 800,000.
Yeah, it probably has the 2 zeros after the decimal point.
Point zero. So where are you doing the storage and assembly and shipping for the 300 units, like the first year that you want to sell?
Okay, well, we plan to have it at a centralized location, and we still haven't decided yet on which one of our houses, but I have a garage which we can fit everything in, and we would do the assembly like at my house, and
You guys would do it, so
Yes,
that's why
yes,
there's no cost for
yeah, there's
any
no
kind
labor
of
costs.
warehousing or assembly staff and all that, you'd be doing all that.
Are you guys all drone geeks and you're into this?
Yeah, so I'm actually into RC cars, so it's the components are very similar,
Okay.
except for like the.
Who's a drone hobbyist?
I am.
You're the hobbyist.
Yes.
But you can assemble them and you know how to,
Yeah, there's
are you, does all the assembly go through Carter here?
I'm planning on just checking over everything. I'll obviously lead it, but.
So your quality control.
Exactly.
Alright.
So have you tested how long it takes to build one of these drones, or how long it takes to collect the pieces from all the suppliers?
We haven't been able to collect all the pieces from the suppliers because we haven't had enough money to do that. Carter has built one drone and that took him about an hour. He built one drone before the ABB. That took him.
That would be commensurate with what you're trying to sell.
Yes.
Your webpage motivated people to go to the site, and then you kind of had a purchase that was happening. Did you gather any data of how many hits you had to your website, how many click-throughs to the...
Yeah, we got around almost 5,000 people to get to our website. We had no purchases though. So.
Well, go back to the website, tell us where you had 5,000. 5,000 went to this page,
Yeah, that page.
and then do you know how many actually clicked to learn more, or?
A lot less than that.
Okay, so
So,
a couple hundred, well, don't be discouraged. And then, do you have any, click on that, I guess, or don't click it, yeah.
Or well, on our About Us.
This is the one I'm most interested in. You had the price, and you had somebody that said, if they clicked on that, that was maybe an indication that they would be a buyer.
yeah.
How
I
many
don't
hit
think
this
we can-
page and clicked?
I don't think we can use those numbers because a lot of the time it was us clicking on it,
Oh.
and it could be very skewed because we can't filter out our own
Yep.
clicks. And,
Okay, thanks for the direct
How many
answer.
people filled out the survey
We got like 20 people to fill out a survey from.
from clicking on the website?
Yeah, they clicked on our website, they went to our, it's not on this page, go back to one page. They clicked on the survey part and then they filled out the survey. And from that, we got the idea to add like the things like cameras. So like when I'm talking to people and I'm telling them about our business, they're like, wait, can I put my camera on that? So we've got the idea to put that on because people really want that. And as kind of Carter already mentioned, the carrying case and the disassembled versus the assembled parts.
Yeah, I think the issue is trying to determine what is the demand for it. That I still think needs to be figured out a little bit more. You know, like, what is the demand for the actual kit that you're offering?
Did you guys learn about search engine optimization? And
Yeah.
when you Google buying drones, the competitors come up there as kind of 1, 2, 3, the ones that you listed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a sense for spending any resources in trying to get your name to have any type of visibility in search engine optimization?
With the money we had left, we figured it wouldn't, because it's you have to pay for each click.
Sometimes, yeah.
We thought that it wouldn't be worth the investment to have like, it's not as cost effective. Yeah, it's not as cost effective. We wanted to do it
How much was
yeah.
it to buy a pay-per-click Word?
It was like 15 cents a click. And, if we wanted that to go over any extensive amount of time, that would be like we'd be in the negative.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We also, but when you do look up AssemblyRC or like putting together an RC, we are on one of the top 2. There's another website called Great AssemblyRC, which they're focused on like RC cars, not RC or remote control drones. So unfortunately, we're not number 1 yet. But yeah, that's part of the.
Does RC mean remote control?
Yeah.
Why is the name drone not in your name? I can't tell you what you do there. AssemblyRC, buy it, fly it. Well, I guess fly it, I can guess. But I'd like to see the word drone appear or a little bit more
You have a
description.
helicopter blade.
There's a little drone.
It's covered by the arrow.
And also on our
Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Well, that's important because if you're gonna buy one for your son and you don't know much about it, I caught the RC right away, but he's a consumer who's gonna buy one and he's not connecting. Who's your mentor?
Mark Gessie.
The owner of
Exit strategy.
Yeah.
I figured that you got that.
I just wanted to. I think that's it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
In its win or fake it to make it?
They get some make it.
Okay.
Really?
Thanks so much.
Sorry.